Well, even on the front. Yeah, sea spray.
I know.
Immense smoky intensity. Like, that's what they're advertising.
Hi, exploring whiskey people.
Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskies. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today, we have another special treat.
Special.
Right. So this is going to be another Scotch from the Islay region. I did say it correctly. Thank you. Been working on that one. This is Ardbeg 10. Ardbeg has some of the most smoky. They do a measurement. I did not realize this till I started really looking into it. They do a measurement of a parts per million for the amount of smoke that's on the barley after the peat moss is drying it all out. They do a measurement. Most of the Islas are in the 30s or 40s. Ardbeg is 55. I believe the heaviest one, and I can't remember, I think it's an Octomore, and it's a special version of an Octomore. It was 285 parts per million. I was like, wow, that is going to taste yummy.
Acquired taste.
Yeah, I'm sure that's an acquired
taste.
Overall, Ardbeg sits in I think the south side of the island, near Lefroy area. Those distilleries are all down in that region. In the late 90s, they were bought by Glenmorangie. So they were owned by the same company that actually produces one of the scotches that got me into Scotch.
The tasty ones.
Yes, the tasty ones. It's the Highlands. And then at some point, Glenmorangie was bought by Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. I think that was 2004. One of the stories that they talked about was a change in, we'll call it the juice, from when it was owned by Ardbeg, the original distillers, and then when it changed to Glenmorangie, there was a change in how it's done. I do know Glenmorangie wanted more of a smoke note because they didn't want anything.
Well, it's different. It's different with
they wanted something different. Exactly.
Theirs is the furthest thing from smoke.
Yeah. That is a citrus fruitiness.
Ooh, I kind of feel like Chevy Chase on the side of the pool right now. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my goodness.
First thing I see is
There's
color.
No color.
It is
like a Bud Light.
That's actually really funny. I was going to say more like a pear juice. It's got a little more of a yellow. Okay, so that's going to take...
Natter Day? Should I use that?
A minute. No, that's... well, I don't know what color that is. That just goes down smooth. Whew.
Ooh.
This is a super smoky, super peaty Scotch. At 55 parts per million, I guess that they said even the least number, like a small number, like over 10, it's just something that's super perceptible by people. It's just something you can really pick up.
Yeah.
But man, that is salt, water, and smoke.
It's I'm gonna go on a limb that the salt water and the peatiness that kind of punches you on the nose is probably gonna punch you in the
I'm not thinking
the palate.
Not thinking there's going to be a huge disconnect here.
No,
this is not going to be a surprise when we get the taste
let's
going.
Find out. You know what?
It's there, but it's not.
It's not as powerful.
No, it doesn't blow you out of the water. That's kind of interesting.
And there's really surprised.
Oddly, there is a sweetness. There's a fruity, like a pear juice. Like there is a fruitiness to that. That's totally surprising. I was expecting to be chewing on, a campfire.
I always told once you give it the nose, the palate, and then go back for the nose. The nose is not as overpowering. Going back to it.
You still smell the smoke.
You
and
still
still smell
it, but it's
the
not
brininess, but
it's not overwhelming.
And now there are some sweeter notes in there. It's not citrus though. It's a lighter fruit.
It's a lighter fruit. I mean, back to maybe the pear.
Pear.
Yeah.
Or like a light dried fruit. It's not mango, but like they're trying to think of some of those dried fruits where they're just a lighter in flavor, but a little sweet hint. That's actually really nice now. That's weird.
It's much better. That initial nosing of the glass was,
Still smoke on the taste. That is the very first note, but there is more sweetness. Maybe.
Oh, when you aerate it, it is much sweeter.
Much sweeter. Okay.
Aerated, like there's no smoke on the aerate. It's all sweetness.
That's just crazy. The fact that it could change that much in a handful of minutes. 80.
Is it typical like 80, 82?
Yeah, it's the typical 80. No, 92.
No, 92. Ooh.
Yeah, 46% alcohol. So it is for a Scotch
it's a
heavier, higher end of their range. I totally thought that was a joke. Like looking this up and looking at the history and them saying that there's a sweet notes and all.
Yeah, because the box says sea spray, a terry rope with immense smoky intensity. Like I get that on the nose.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't get it after that.
Yeah, it really turns into, there's some kind of a tropical fruit. I don't know what it is, but it's not citrus, and it's not apple or like those bourbon flavors, cherry, dark cherries or anything. Not getting any of those.
No.
That's surprisingly good.
I can't get over the color though.
That is so light yellow.
Again, most of the scotches for me have been in that Glenmorangie, single malt, more citrusy, sweeter.
Mm-hmm. This is a great combination. That's the funny part, that it has that smoke.
If you get past that initial nose,
which most people wouldn't.
They'll judge a book by the cover based on the nose.
Yeah, totally agree.
It might just put it back down.
Yep.
But I would come back for this.
This is way more interesting than I actually thought it was going to be when I bought it. I bought it specifically because I wanted another Islay. But yeah, this is way better than I was expecting. And honestly, much better than the Lefroy.
Yes.
I think Lefroy has won more awards.
But the nose is very similar.
Nose is very similar. That almost medicinal, iodine,
briny, peaty,
that initial nose was very, very similar. The taste actually has changed so much.
It's better.
So much better. Dude, I am so getting a pear note now. That is weird. And not a pear, like a fresh pear, like a canned, like in the fruit juice pear is the note that I'm getting.
You kind of hold on in your mouth though, like the peatiness, the smokiness is, for me, it's very faint. If you just kind of hold on to it, I get all that on the nose.
That is a super interesting little bottle right there. Really glad that we got to sample that.
Price point on this one?
It is not cheap. It's not ridiculous. $55 for the 750. So it's not crazy, but Glenmorangie's more in the 40 range and so much lighter on the taste and profile. And I think Lefroy was also in the 40 something range. So it's a little bit more pricey, but not a ridiculous amount. They also have lines and lines and lines of this. Like they have so many different bottlings going up multiple
years.
What's
and
this peatiness? 10. This 10. Is a 10 year. Which again, looking at the color, really 10. That's what you're getting on the color for a 10, but
that's like a 2-year-old bourbon.
it's like they washed it through the barrel is what that's like. But
just kiss the inside of the barrel.
Yeah. That's way more interesting than I actually expected it to be. That's a great little surprise. If you're looking for an Islay whiskey with a hint of the smoke, but a lot of a easier taste, This is a great intro.
I went into this with the expectation of a Lefroy.
Yeah.
To the nose, it crossed the same, it checked the same boxes.
Yes, it did.
But from the taste, no. I won't say completely different, but I think it's better.
Yeah. It's a much easier drink for an Islay. There's so many other Islas now I'm excited to try more and more of the Islas because there are some that aren't peat. There's one distillery, and I can't think of what it is. They don't do peated whiskey, but they're an Islay whiskey. So I thought that was an interesting thing. There's so many different options.
I think we take a road trip.
Road trip is a bit of a stretch on that one. Maybe a plane, but
A trip.
I really, really want to get over there and do some sampling. That is so interesting. And I remember the Lefroy getting a little easier to drink.
Yeah, it did, but not as easy as this one.
The more you drink it, there's still a smoke note. There's still a saltwater note, but there's so much more sweetness and other notes behind it. That's a great surprise.
Whew. But no, this has been an interesting episode. Again, most of my Scotch experiences in the single malts, the Glenmorangies, the Glenlivets, but I don't know. I can see myself drinking this again.
Yeah, I think this it's a fun sampler. Like put it out there in a
sampler, change of pace.
Yeah, something a little different. Going for something different, and you're getting tired of the bourbon notes or something along those lines.
Or if you want to see a reaction,
palate cleanser.
Yeah, cleanser or wrecker.
Technicalities.
I would love to see some of our friends.
Yes.
They don't dabble too much in the Scotch world.
And see if they can get past
the nose
and
enjoy
explore it. Yeah. See how I dropped explore it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I caught that. So, well, this has been a fun episode for me.
This has been so much more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be.
There's going to be more of this as we dig deeper into the smoky, peaty Scotch world. If you enjoyed this and I don't know, just Scotches in general, we appreciate you hitting the like button at the bottom of the screen.
And while you're down there, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we post a new show. And if you have a Scotch that you really like, or if we encouraged you to step out of your normal lane and try something a little bit different, drop us a note. Love to hear from you.
Let us know what you try, because we'd love to sample this on the episode on a future episode as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see you next time on the next episode. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.